Hello everyone, welcome to Acupuncture Matters. This time we talk about the pulse qualities made easy. The three sections of the pulse of the radial artery are called inch, Tsun, barrier, guan, and cubit, Shi. Here they will be called front, middle, and rear, respectively. The upper distal position corresponds to heaven and reflects diseases from the chest to the head. The middle position corresponds to person and reflects diseases between the diaphragm and umbilicus. The lower proximal position corresponds to earth and reflects diseases from below the umbilicus to the feet. This is the common assignment of pulse positions derived from the Pulse Classic. Traditionally, the best time for taking the pulse is in the early morning, when the yin is calm and the yang has not yet come forth. The patient's arms should be horizontal and should not be held higher than the level of the heart. The practitioner's fingers are all placed on the pulse, which is felt with the first three fingers. Floating pulse or superficial pulse can be felt with a light pressure of the fingers, just resting the fingers on the artery. Floating pulse indicates an exterior pattern from invasion by an exterior pathogenic factor, wind cold or wind heat. If floating and tight, pathogenic factor is wind cold. If floating and rapid, pathogenic factor is wind heat. Deep pulse or submerged sunken pulse can only be felt with a heavy pressure of the fingers and is felt near the bone. Deep pulse indicates an interior condition. If deep and weak, the pattern is qi and yang deficiency. If deep and full, stasis of qi or blood in the interior or interior cold or heat. Slow pulse means 3 beats per respiration cycle. It indicates cold pattern. Slow and empty, empty cold from yang deficiency. Slow and full, full cold. Rapid or fast pulse is more than 5 beats per respiration cycle. Rapid pulse indicates a heat pattern. If empty and rapid, the pattern is empty heat from yin deficiency. If full and rapid, full heat. Empty pulse is also called deficient or vacuous pulse. It feels rather big but soft. Empty pulse indicates qi deficiency. Full pulse is excessive or replete pulse. It feels full, rather hard and long. Full pulse indicates a full pattern. Full and rapid means full heat. Full and slow means full cold. Choppy pulse is rough, hesitant, or sluggish pulse. It feels rough under the finger. Instead of a smooth pulse wave, it feels as if it had a jagged edge to it. The choppy pulse changes rapidly both in rate and quality. Choppy pulse indicates blood deficiency or exhaustion of fluids after profuse and prolonged sweating or vomiting. Long pulse is longer than normal. It extends slightly beyond the normal pulse position. Long pulse indicates a heat pattern. Short pulse occupies a shorter space than the normal position. It indicates severe qi deficiency or stomach qi deficiency. Frequently appears on the front positions of left or right. Overflowing pulse is flooding or surging pulse. It feels big, extends beyond the pulse position. It is superficial and generally feels as if it overflows the normal pulse channel, like a river overflows during a flood. The overflowing pulse indicates extreme heat, either in fever or in chronic interior heat diseases. Also empty on pressure, it indicates empty heat from indeficiency. Fine pulse is thready, thin, or small pulse, thinner than normal. Fine pulse indicates deficiency of blood or internal dampness with severe Qi deficiency. Minute pulse or faint pulse is extremely thin, small, and difficult to feel. Minute pulse indicates severe Qi and blood deficiency. Tight pulse is tense pulse. It feels twisted like a thick rope. Tight pulse indicates cold, interior or exterior. If tight and floating, the pattern is exterior cold. If tight and deep, the pattern is interior cold. A tight pulse may also indicate pain from exterior condition. Wiry pulse or string-taut pulse feels taut like a guitar string. It is thinner, more taut, and harder than the tight pulse. Wiry pulse indicates liver disharmony, pain, or phlegm. Slowed down pulse is also called moderate, lax, retarded, leisurely pulse. It has 4 beats for each respiration cycle. Slowed down pulse indicates health, no pathological significance. Hollow pulse or scallion stalk pulse can be felt at the superficial level. But if one presses slightly harder to find the middle level, it is not there. It is then felt again at the deep level with a stronger pressure. In other words, the hollow pulse is empty in the middle. The hollow pulse appears after a hemorrhage. If rapid and slightly hollow, it may indicate a forthcoming loss of blood. Leather pulse is drum skin or tympanic pulse. It feels hard and tight at the superficial level and stretched like a drum, but it feels completely empty at the deep level. It is a large pulse, not thin. Leather pulse indicates severe kidney essence or indeficiency. Firm pulse or confined pulse is felt only at the deep level, and it feels hard and rather wiry. The firm pulse could be described as a wiry pulse at the deep level. The firm pulse indicates interior cold if it is also slow, or interior stagnation and pain. Soggy pulse is weak floating or soft pulse. It can be felt only on the superficial level. It feels very soft and is only slightly floating. The soggy pulse disappears when a stronger pressure is applied. Soggy pulse indicates the presence of dampness against a background of Qi deficiency. It may also indicate in and essence deficiency. Weak pulse or frail pulse cannot be felt on superficial level, but only at the deep level. It is soft and indicates yang or blood deficiency. Scattered pulse or dissipated pulse feels very small and is relatively superficial. Instead of feeling like a wave, the pulse feels as if it were broken in small dots. Scattered pulse indicates very severe Qi and blood deficiency, particularly kidney Qi. Always indicates a serious condition. Hidden pulse feels as if it were hidden beneath the bone. It is very deep and difficult to feel. Hidden pulse is basically extreme case of a deep pulse and indicates extreme yang deficiency. Moving pulse, or spinning bean, or stirred or bouncing pulse, has a round shape like a bean. It is short and it trembles under the finger. The moving pulse is no definite shape, having no head or tail, just rising up in the center. It feels as if it is shaking and is somewhat slippery. Moving pulse indicates shock, anxiety, fright, or extreme pain. Frequently found in persons with deep emotional problems, particularly from fear, or in those who have suffered an intense emotional shock, even if many years previously. Hasty pulse, or abrupt, skipping, rapid, irregular pulse. Rapid and stops at irregular intervals. Hasty pulse indicates extreme heat and heart chi deficiency, also felt with heart fire. Knotted pulse, or bound, slow, irregular pulse. It is slow and stops at irregular intervals. Knotted pulse indicates cold and heart chi or heart yang deficiency. Intermittent pulse, or consistently irregular pulse, stops at regular intervals. Always indicates serious internal problem of one or more in organs. Intermittent pulse can indicate a serious heart problem in a Western medical sense. If it stops every 4 beats or less, the condition is serious. Hurried pulse, or raising or urgent or swift pulse, is very rapid, very agitated, and urgent. Hurried pulse indicates yang excess with fire exhausting in. Thank you very much for your attention.